Hello grade 6, welcome to one-step equation on multiplication and division video. In this video, you're going to learn how to solve multiplication equation in one step and solve division equation in one step. Let's have an example of a multiplication equation. Okay, as you can see here, we have the equation 2x equals 18. And as we have discussed before, if you don't see a multiplication symbol, then it means, or any operational symbol, then that means it's multiplication. So in here, it means 2 times x. And before we also said that to solve an equation, you use the opposite operation. So in here, what is the opposite of times 2? Is it plus 2? Is it minus 2? Or is it times 2? Or divided by 2? Okay, you're correct. It should be divided by 2. Okay, so let's move on and I'll show you how to solve the problem. Okay, so if it's divided by 2, remember that it's always the number beside the variable. So 2 being the coefficient and the number beside the variable, so it's divided by 2. So let's divide both sides using the fraction symbol. Let's divide both sides by 2 because we would like to balance the equation. So whatever we do to one side, we should do it to the other side. So we're dividing both sides by 2. So do you remember from working with fractions, what happens when one number is divided by the same number? See, in here, 2 divided by 2 is what? So that means 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we're canceling them out. And so you are left with 1x. Now remember that 1x is the same as x. So we just write x is equal to, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now by working it out, this means 2 times a number is 18. And inside your head, mentally, you can already solve the problem. It's 2 times 9 is 18. Remember, it's about the procedure. Okay, so another example will be negative 4x equals 32. So I am incorporating integers here. Okay, so remember we're working it out as what is the number beside the coefficient? It's negative 4, and this is multiplication. So what is the opposite of times negative 4? Is it plus? Is it minus? Is it times itself? Or divide? Yes, that's correct. Divide. So we're dividing both sides by negative 4. So let's show that. Negative 4x equals 32. Let's divide both sides by negative 4. Again, remember that we are dividing this coefficient by itself. So negative 4 divided by negative 4 is equal to 1. So let's cancel that out. The answer is 1x. But we don't have to write 1, so we can just write x. And 32 divided by negative 4, so positive divided by a negative is a negative number. So our answer is negative 8. So to check, negative 4 times negative 8, negative times a negative is positive, and 8 times 4 is 32. So we have the correct solution here of negative 8. Okay, so I hope you found that easy. So now you practice it on your own. Please solve the following problems, okay, in a Google document or in your notebook. Okay, so stop the video here. Okay, let's move on. We're going to check your solution in class. Now it's a one-step equation in division. Again, you need to think of what's the opposite of operation of division. And it should always be the number that is with the letter or with the variable. So in here, the number that is with the variable is 5. So divided by 5. So what is the opposite of divided by 5? Is it plus 5? Is it minus 5? Is it times 5? Or is it divided by 5? Okay, you are correct. It's times 5. So that means we are multiplying both sides by 5. So times 5 here and times 5 at the other side. Now, again, we are in fractions, so 5 divided by 5 is 1. So we cancel that out. You are left with 1x. We don't have to write the 1. And 6 times 5 is 30. So x is 30. If we want to check it, you can replace x by 30, and if you replace that by 30, 30 divided by 5 will give you 6, just to make sense of your answer there. Okay, another example. X divided by 8 is equal to negative 7. Now I'm introducing an integer here. Okay, this is division. So what's the opposite of division? And the number next or beside or with the variable is 8. So divided by negative 8. So what's, or divided by 8. So what's the opposite of divided by 8? Yes, it's times x. So we're going to multiply this equation on both sides by 8. You have 8 times there, and then at the other side times x again. So in here, 8 divided by 8. So it's like canceling them out. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So it's like 1x. So we write x is equal to negative 7 times 8. The negative times a positive will give you negative, and 7 times 8 is 56. So the solution is negative 56. Okay, I hope that those examples are enough and you already understand what to do. Okay, so now here's some practice problems, and there are 8, and I've incorporated integers and at the same time decimals. So work on it. Use the same procedure as what I have shown in the examples, and we are going to solve them in class. Okay. By grade 6, our video is over.